Good morning, guys. Out here at my new little farm beside the greenhouse, and I've been playing around with crops again. Greg had to add frickin' mint and tea, which means I gotta try to get the daggone thing, so I've been playing with crops. And I decided to use a solar panel and a CSU because, well, power grid sucks, and I can. And I had one already made and didn't want to bother making another bat box at the moment. So I set that up to fertilize and water my crops. Anybody that knows better than I do, please chime in. Axel says not to use Weedex in here because it will cut down on the ability to mutate or make higher level crops go down. So I never put Weedex in these. And personally, I don't see a use because, well, you don't get weeds if you got power to harvest them and nothing flops on them and breaks them or whatever. But in the process of doing this, I want to kind of explain it for anybody that doesn't know too much about IC2 crops. Everything you see out here was gotten from sugarcane and netherwort. This is what I started with right here, was this little patch, and I just put cross breeding sticks down this row and this row, and I have gotten everything out here. Flowers, Coupon from Gregtech, that's what this one is. Flax, blaze reed, wither reed, tear stalk, more flowers. This here is terrawort, which is good for taking off poison. Hi. I have Tine here, which is Gregtech tin, which Gregtech tin does not need a block under it. There is, let's see, this one's shiny, which is silver. This one is stagnium, which is tin. This does need a block under it. This is stagnium, which is tin. And this one is ferro, so now I have iron. So I'll have to get iron block under it. Let's see, and I should have a copper one. Yep, I'm not trying to pronounce that. It's copper. And that one is the silver one. But I have another silver. I think this one's silver. Yeah, this one's silver. It's grown, so I'm going to pop it off. Now, the thing I find kind of weird is the silver and the tin I've actually gotten a crop off of, or a harvest off of, and they give tiny piles of dust. But the iron, ferro, what was the other one? I know gold gives a, and lead. There's a lead around here somewhere. Here's lead. It gives a leaf. So I don't know why they don't have a silver leaf or a tin leaf, and I haven't gotten copper to give me anything yet to know if it has any or not. Don't know the reason behind it. Also gave Greg crap because his crops don't require blocks under them, so they're actually more OP than IC2's new 4 that they added. Let's see here. Oh, I did get tea. So I have tea leaves. I haven't gotten mint yet, but you can either use your mortar to get tiny or you can use it in Pam stuff just to make it that way. You can use 2 tea leaves to make 2 tea leaves. Love those recipes. They can be compressed. They can be shred for a tiny. Again, compressed, squeezed, which gives you nothing. So basically, you're going to shred them. And you're going to use 9 of them to make 1 dust. And I'm guessing mint is going to be kind of the same way. Now, the tea that I got, I did not get out here. I got it actually in here. But it came right here, so same thing. I have one other crop, which is hops, that I got from the wheat and sugar cane. Actually, Junior got that a long time ago. I've also gotten melons and pumpkins, but I can get those back here. I do basically more of a random chance type of way of growing crops. There is, if I grab one of these here and throw it in here, there are these. Oh, this is that shiny one. If you look down here, it says silver leaves metal. Those are the attributes. And you see reed has reed. And that's it. Those attributes down there are supposed to give you a better chance of getting something else that has a similar or the same attribute. So, like, if I wanted Pharaoh, I should put shiny since I have it, because it'll have close to the same attributes. Now, I don't know what all the attributes are, but my guess is if I wanted gold, I could use shiny, maybe even Pharaoh 2, and then something that was yellow like dandelion, because that would give you the yellow for the gold and the metal attribute and the leafy stalk, whatever it is, attribute from the metals. And I would guess that if you wanted this one, it should be like purple. So you would use like a tulip and metal, some metal plant. But that's just my kind of guessing at it. I do kind of like the way IC2 crops are in that way that it's not just a defined way of getting it. Kind of like Agricraft, there's a defined list of exactly what goes with what to make what. There's still a chance that you're not going to get a mutation, but you don't ever have a chance of getting something else weird that you didn't plan on getting. And I really like the chance part of it. So that's why I usually don't play with Agricraft. And some people are exactly the opposite, you know. Some people like Agricraft because if they want a specific thing, well, they can just look up, this is what I want, this is what I need, I'm going to put these together, and I'm going to eventually get it. Junior's that way. Junior likes it because he knows what he's going to get when he tries to get it. Where, you know, I'm just different, I guess. But that's my little episode, I guess, about crops and what I know. I eventually want to put out a kind of tutorial for IC2 crops, but I don't feel I know enough about them to give a good tutorial. So I haven't yet. But I guess you can kind of use this one as a somewhat tutorial. The only thing I really haven't talked about is, getting stats up on them, which the only thing I do know about it is you want one of these to do it because you need to feed them fertilizer and water and just keep breeding them and breeding them and breeding them. The better they are, the better their mutation should be. So you just keep breaking them out, putting in the better ones. I'm not one for going for super high stat crops. I'm fine with them just, being normal. And they, tend to do pretty well. I did have a harvester on here as well. I've got it right here, and I'll probably be putting it back on. But the reason why I took it off was I had this little farm up there thinking that it would take care of getting my rubber for me, and it harvests the reed as well, so it will harvest the reed before it gets the sticky on it. So I decided to just move it down here, did a little crossbreeding to fill it out the little bit it is. That's how I have this here, which is indigo, which I already have up on the big farm. So I'll just put another crossbreed on here. This one is probably indigo as well. Oh no, hey, I got mint. What do you know? Well, so much for me not having mint. I ended up getting it down here. I didn't even know I had it. I'm going to fill out this little bitty section, and then I can actually take down a lot of these trees because I won't need them anymore. I'll probably leave those because I've had them forever, especially this one because it's got 3 spots on the one tree. The rest usually only have only one. This one's got 2 and this one's got 2, so who knows? But with this, I won't need to come out and tap trees anymore. I can just come out here and do this and get all the rubber I need. Some of these have very low yield to them. I guess it's actually called gain. So I need to change some of them out, but that's why I'm crossbreeding them down there so I can get some better ones. Some of them have some pretty good stats. One of them's like 7, 1 and 5 or something like that. I think it's this one. Most of these have like 5 or above for the resistance and the growth. It's just they have like a 0, 1, or 2 for the gain, and the gain is what you want for a lot of it. Grow means it'll grow faster. Resistance means that it has less chance to be messed up by a weed. And here we go again with the solar. I talked to Greg this morning and told him he needed to code in a night cycle to the solar panels. So if people do this sleeping stuff all the time, it'll shut itself off even during the day and not produce any power because you're cheating the night cycle. Because I like to have my night cycles. And there's my coffee. It's finally bloomed. Coffee beans. And what do we actually do with this? I've never made coffee. So we have coffee powder from Industrial Craft. It can be used with Pam's stuff. Coffee powder. You can apparently use it as brown dye. And yeah, brown dye, brown dye. But we got cocoa beans for brown dye. Cold coffee. Water, a stone mug, and coffee powder. Huh. Never drank coffee. And we can distill it into dark coffee. Ooh. Can I put some liquor in it? Do we got whiskey I can put in here and make an Irish coffee? Then I might actually drink it. Ain't nothing better than some good Irish coffee in the morning. All right, so that's it. I'm done. I'm out of here. Guess I got to go help Andy, see what kind of help he needs. So have a good one, everybody.